We're here with Sylvia Cook. She's a cruise director with Avalon Waterways. She's going to tell us about what it's like to do river cruising in Europe and how we can couple that with a rail travel to make a great rail vacation. Sylvia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Sylvia, can you tell us a little bit about Avalon Waterways and what it's like to cruise the rivers in Europe?
Avalon Waterways is part of the Globus family of brands. Cosmos, Globus, Monograms, and Avalon is all Globus family of brands. And this is a company that has been running in Europe for 86 years now. We've been sailing on the European rivers for 11 years. And starting from next year, we will have 15 river cruise ships in Europe. And river cruising is a fantastic experience because you'll have the opportunity to travel in your floating hotel from town to town. And we take care of you when you're on board. It's a very relaxing way to travel, and we make sure that you see the most important towns there are to see along the banks on all the different rivers.
So you're a cruise director with Avalon Waterways. Tell me a little bit about your responsibilities as a cruise director with Avalon.
As a cruise director on board, I am responsible for organizing all the activities, both on the ship as well as on the land, but mostly on the land, so getting the guides and the coaches and the reservations and so on. But I'm also on board for the guests, so if there's any problems, if there's any questions, if I need to make a reservation at a restaurant or any problem solving, I'm pretty much managing much of the ship in addition to that.
How many river cruises are you doing during a typical season?
I do about 15 river cruises.
And are they always the same? Or?
No, I do all the different cruises. So, for example, next year I'm going to do 4 times the Grand France on the Seine and the Rhone. I'm going to be going up and down the Danube several times. And every year is actually different for me. This year I was working on the Rhine a lot, and I did the Tulip Time cruises in Belgium and the Netherlands.
What is your favorite?
My favorite cruises would be the south of France, I would say. And the reason why I love cruising in the south of France is because there's a really nice variety of large famous towns like Lyon, like Avignon, but also little towns that normally you wouldn't stop at because you wouldn't know. But we do stop there, and there's no souvenir shops there yet. There's no overload of tourists. And that is what makes it so special. If you want to see the true France, I think river cruising is a wonderful way. But it does hurt me to say what is my favorite, because every river has its own character. Every river has its own special little things to it. So even if you've sailed on one river, it doesn't mean that you've seen everything. Every river has something special to it.
For a first-time river cruiser, what would you recommend?
Well, for first time, I would probably recommend sailing the Romantic Rhine. So that is either starting in Amsterdam or starting in Switzerland. And then sailing up. The reason why I think it's a good first-timer cruise is because you got 4 different countries in, a lot of famous towns, but most of all, why people love that is because you have the Rhineland in there. That's that stretch on the Rhine River with the highest density of castles anywhere in the world. And also a second cruise that I would recommend for first-timers, that would be the legendary Danube. So sailing between Budapest and Nuremberg, or the other way around. It's also a fantastic first-timer cruise.
When do they begin?
Yeah, so some of our river cruises, they'll start at the end of March, and we're sailing up until November. Then we also have a few Christmas time cruises as well. But it's hard to say what is the best time of year to travel. Obviously, in the fall, there's a bigger chance of rain, as well as in the spring. But as you know, climate is changing very much, so I don't even feel that I can predict it anymore. Typically, important is to know that in August, many Europeans take their vacation, so it might be a bit busier in some of the towns. And at this point, for traveling to Europe, a lot of people like to come in June and September. So these are the months that are already sold out a little bit at the moment. But it's hard to say because the climate keeps on changing. Typically, you can say the south of Europe, so the south of France is warmer, and Eastern Europe, so the lower Danube part is also warmer than the rest of Europe.
People have a choice when it comes to river cruises. Why do you think Avalon is such a special cruise, river cruise line as compared to others?
And now what is definitely advantage on our ships are our ships itself. Like I said, our staterooms are larger than the industry's average. So 200 square feet are the sizes of our newest ships, and that is larger than the average. We also have beautiful windows, so wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows that you can slide open. So instead, we do not have a balcony in our staterooms, because actually, if you would make a balcony in your stateroom, you would take that space out of your room, because river ships are the maximum that they can be in width, length and height, and that has to do with locks and bridges. So obviously if we would make a balcony, the rooms would become smaller.
Right.
Instead, we have the sliding panels, so more space inside of the stateroom, but you can open it up, and this is a big difference as well. The size of those sliding doors is bigger than the average. And there's no other river cruise company out there that has the beds facing the sliding panels. The rest of them all face the wall.
So that's great. So it's not, so you don't have a balcony, but you still are able to open up those panels
Exactly.
and really have an open air experience.
It's fantastic, yeah.
What is included in an Avalon River cruise?
Yes, we actually have a lot of things that are included in our cruise. First of all, every single day we have an included excursion. And in many cases, you also have a choice between two options of included excursions. But the most important thing on board is, of course, the food. And we have, every day, we have a wonderful breakfast buffet with an preparation station. Every single day we've got a beautiful lunch buffet that is included with soft drinks. We've got a wonderful dining experience with 5 or 4 courses, and there's different choices. And we always make sure that we've got regional dishes in our options as well. And most important, during our dinner, we have beer included, soft drinks included, and regional wines. So that means we've got white wine, red wine, and a rosé, and that varies every day depending on the area that we're sailing at. Now, and in addition to that, we've got 24/7 a coffee machine with espressos, lattes, cappuccinos, hot chocolate, cookies available, juices available. The guests, they get a bottle of water in the room, even water that they can take on the excursions with them. So we have a lot of things included during our trips.
Sylvia, tell us a little bit about the onboard experience on an Avalon cruise. What can people expect? What are the cabins like? What activities are there for them to do while they're river cruising?
Okay. Now first of all, you have to imagine our river ship being a floating hotel. So we have all the comforts on board as in a really nice hotel. And we pretty much take you to all the different ports along the river. And that is a big advantage. You sleep, while we're sleeping, we might be sailing to the next port. When we're sailing a really beautiful stretch, we make sure that we sail it during the day so that you can enjoy it. Now, the focus on a river ship is always on the land, so on the towns that we see, the history, the culture of these cities and villages in Europe. And as I said, it's just really comfortable that we take you there. Once we're docked in a town, you can choose to either join an included excursion with a guide that takes you around the town. Maybe an included visit of a museum is included, or a visit of a castle, of a palace, a tasting might be included, and so on. But you can also decide to walk into town by yourself in many of the cases. Sometimes the ports are a little bit further away. You might have to take a bus. But all is meant, you can make this vacation as active or as lazy as you like. So if you like a relaxing vacation, that is possible. And if you want to see a lot, that is possible as well. And that is what a lot of people tell me on board. They really love river cruising because it's relaxing, and at the same time they see a lot as well. So that's the wonderful way. Now, our ships are very comfortable. So we've got large staterooms, the largest in the industry, 200 square feet. And on our 10 newest ships, we have beds that face out. So you can actually lie on your bed, put pillows behind your head, and just see the world pass by, see the castles and the villages and the vineyards pass by, and that's a wonderful experience.
No, it sounds amazing. It sounds like these river cruises really give people a lot of flexibility.
Yes.
So it's much different than, say, a coach tour.
Yes.
Right? Because people can be on these ships, these vessels, and they can get off when they like. When they dock, they can come back on.
Correct.
So no, that's really a great way to see Europe.
Every single day we have included excursions and optional excursions. The optional excursions you can also already book beforehand. So if you want to guarantee yourself a space, for example, at the Moulin Rouge in Paris, or if you want to do a biking tour or anything, if you want to guarantee yourself this tour, you can already sign up at home on the My Avalon site or with the travel agents.
So say I'm a first-time river cruiser and I'm thinking about what I need to pack for one of these trips. What would you recommend? Are there any special events that people need to pack for, or is it, are there some standards that people should think about when they're going to pack for one of these trips?
First of all, we're not very formal. So you don't have to wear evening outfit every night for dinner. So river cruising is a lot more formal. However, we do recommend, we have two nicer, a farewell gala and a welcome gala dinner. We do recommend people to dress nicely. No suit and tie, but nicely. So I would definitely recommend to bring something with you for those evening dinners, but nothing too fancy.
Is it pretty easy to get between the train stations and the vessel itself, or do you recommend that people do pre or post night stay prior to boarding the ship?
Now, all of our cruises, they start in a major city in Europe, and they're always easy to get to, always either by rail or by flying. And getting from, and the hotels are centrally located as well. So if you end at a train station, usually it's a short taxi ride away. Now we always have a meeting point at a hotel prior to embarkation, and they're always easy to get to. In the paperwork, you will always receive the telephone number of the cruise director and of the hotel. So if there would be any difficulties, you contact us and we can help you how to get to the starting hotel or to the docking position of the ship.
Sylvia, give us an insider's tip for the first-time river cruiser.
Okay, for the first-time river cruises, I would definitely recommend that you keep the river cruise to the end of your vacation experience, and afterwards go home. If you want to do a rail trip, or if you want to do a coach tour, or you do independent travel, I would do that before you start the river cruise. And the reason why I say that is because I have noticed that people really relax on board. They find it a relaxing experience, and on top of that, we really spoil everybody on board very, very much. And by having that at the end of the vacation, it just works out a lot better.
Well, that's a great tip. Great tip. Sylvia, thanks for joining us and sharing your experiences and your knowledge about Avalon Waterways. It's Sylvia Cook from Avalon Waterways. She's a cruise director, and you can book any Avalon cruise with a rail vacation at Vacations by Rail. We encourage you to go to vacationsbyrail.com or call one of our agents at 877-929-7245. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.